Good evening, everyone. I warmly welcome you all to TechZeed's episode 11, organized by the Software Engineering Students Association of the University of Kelaniya. Today's session is focused on an exciting and highly relevant topic, preparing for a project management internship in software engineering. If you're someone who's interested in blending technical knowledge with leadership and management skills, this session is definitely for you. So it is my pleasure to introduce our guest speaker for today, Ms. Nipuni Nawodani Perera. She holds an M.Sc in project management from the University of Bedfordshire, UK, and a BSc Honours in Software Engineering from the University of Kelaniya. She is also a Google certified project management professional. Currently, she is working as an associate project manager at Brand Finance, bringing valuable industry experience in managing real world projects. We are truly honored to have her with us today to share her knowledge and insights. So, without taking much time, I would like to invite Ms. Nipuni Nawodani Perera to take the stage. Madam, the virtual floor is yours.
All right, hello everyone. Thank you so much for that warm welcome, Binda. So first of all, can someone confirm I'm coming through clearly? I'm audible?
Yes, madam, you're audible.
Right. Let me share my screen and check. Um, can you see a empty screen like a white background?
Yes, madam.
All right. All good. Hope you can see my very first slide. Is it?
Yes, madam, you can see.
Perfect. All right. Thank you, India, for supporting me to set up the info. So, good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for having me today. So, I think it's my second time with TechZeeds to talk about the project management in the industry of software engineering. So, it's my great pleasure to talk to you all today and hope this session will bring some value to all of your lives, whether even we are not doing project management or not. I hope this will be helpful for you all. So, today we are going to talk about something that many undergraduates in software engineering don't think about it like in their early career, but if they does in the right time, it will be very useful for them. So, what is project management for software engineering is our topic today. Now, when you think about and when you hear the term project manager, you might think there is someone who just schedule the meetings, send the emails, who ask the status updates, and like doing some background admin stuff. But actually, a project manager is much more than those kind of a admin role. I'll show you how and what actually project management career does, like what a project manager do in a team, and why should the people in software engineering should be interested about this role, and if you're interested, how you can become one and how you can start the journey. So by the end of this session, you might start seeing this career a little bit more different than you started. So let's dig in. First of all, a quick intro about myself. So Vinda did a very great job. So I'll go very quickly. Nipuni Perera, and I did my undergraduate in University of Kelaniya Software Engineering, and now I have more than 3 years of experience in both software and cybersecurity projects management, and did my master's and completed it, and also did some relevant certifications and professional certifications. uh, to be honest, if I share my story, actually at the beginning, I was also someone very similar to you. I didn't, interested about the project management, but over time, when I step into the industry as a software QA engineer at WSO2, I was looking at the roles and the responsibilities and how the people thrive in the teams. And over time, what I realized is I was enjoy I was enjoying working with people, like putting my inputs into planning and solving the bigger problems and work with the uh, bigger picture actually. So that's how I started my journey in project management. And today I want you to see if you are a best fit for this role. If yes, I'll show you how you can give it a start. So in my slide deck, I'll talk about what, why, and how. So this is the very first part, which is what. So let me start with a very simple question. Have you ever worked in a group project? Any of you?
Yes, madam.
Yeah. So in group projects, like where no one know what to do, like requirements are unclear, deadlines are chasing you, and people stop responding, you sometimes get some teammates that really don't want to do the project, but they want the marks and the stuff to move forward. So those kind of people will be there in the industry as well to just for the paycheck, not for work. So in project management, in software engineering, basically you will face all of those things you faced in your university life as an undergraduate in a different level. So there should be someone who can professionally manage all those things, like a project manager. Basically, that's what exactly a project manager role became a vital role. So I would say every great software project needs someone to see the big picture, see what we are trying to deliver to the business. Because according to the statistics, as you can see, uh, there are some trends that shows 70% of the software projects fails to meet their original goals, which the original goals mean the goals that were set by the business users, not the technical leads or somebody, but what actually needed by the actual users. 70% of software projects fails because they don't stick with the goals at the end of the delivery, and 50 like more than 50% of them fail due to poor communication. It's not about poor coding or poor testing, or it's not lack of technical skills. It's something else that we can pitch. So it's basically planning, communication, and coordination that it lacks. So as I said, that's where the project managers come in. And talking about a software engineer who is in the industry, or maybe a software engineering undergraduate who is looking to go into the industry, why should you care about this project management thing? I would say it's because the engineers who understand the people, the planning, and the delivery will grow faster. They can go to their goals way faster than others because they understand the major dynamics of a company, of a team, of a project. So those kind of engineers will just don't, it's not about just coding for them. It's about them to influence the decisions, drive the team, and share the final product that they are preparing. So these kind of enthusiastic people would love to have some project management skills to bring their inputs to the team. So I would say role of an engineer will be growing faster if they have these project management skills. In the other hand, if a project manager with a technical background who know how the technical things going around will be again helpful for the team, so that they have that basic understanding about the tech stack and stuff, so they can go back to the business and the users and commit the right things with the right mindset, because they know the what going on in the back end. So that's about this interrelationship between the software engineering and project management. Of course, there are some project managers who doesn't just come from the technical backgrounds. They just do something else, like Some people just learn some civil engineering or something else. I would say just business analytics. There are some certain degrees like that, but eventually they also become project managers. Like if they have the other skill sets and if they know the tools and stuff, they can also become project managers. But when it comes to the software teams, to sustain within a team, having some software engineering background will be definitely helpful. So that's why we are discussing about this thing today, because you guys have that background knowledge to the way, to the level it required, so that if you think, if you have this thought to become a project manager, it would be great. Like if somebody like to become a software engineer, that's always the first option, good to go. But if you have these right skills and right mindset to become a project manager with your knowledge in software engineering, it would be, I would say, a smooth path at the beginning, and also definitely a lot of growth at the latter part. So let's dig in without sticking into this slide. Uh, so next I'll talk about what does a project manager actually do, what about the day life of a project manager, how uh, the start or like working day would go, and the formula of a great project manager, and what are the check boxes you should tick to see whether you're a good fit for a project manager, and how the transition happened from software engineering to project management. First of all, what does a project manager actually do? When it comes to the stereotypes, people sometimes think project management and the project managers are not doing any actual work. They say, "Oh, okay, you are doing the project management, it's not an actual job." But when it comes to the role, they do. They do something even more important. So they make sure everything works together perfectly. So I'll explain with a small example. So imagine you're building some sort of a mobile app, as an example. So you have the developers, you have the designers, the UI and UX people, the testers, and the clients who are looking forward for the product, and also deadlines and budgets. So everyone is working on different things. The clients have their own life, they are working in their own life. The designers have the their own life with designing. They are very focused about a good design, a good user experience. And developers are all about coding, and they want to make the logic better. And the testers, QAs, are always sneaking around to see anything is missing. But when it comes to delivering a product as a successful project, we need someone to coordinate all of these things that is very messy. So that someone is actually the project manager. So they actually, at first, they define the project scope. They define what we are building and what we are not building, which is even important than what is not, like when it comes to scoping, defining the scope, it's very important to tell what we are building and what we are not building. So they won't, have some false expectations of the projects. And that's about the scoping. And also they do the communication between teams. They make sure everyone is on the same page, and they build the plans and timelines. So they are the people who create the roadmap, so that people know where should they be, when and where, like at what timeline they would have to deliver certain features or certain releases. So that's something about major roles of project management. And again, they track the risks and they track the budget, which usually doesn't covered by any of developers or engineers. So they identify the problems early, and they want to discover any risks and dependencies at early as possible, so that they can address them. And also, project management people are the one who keep the morale high. They motivate the team, and they keep the energy positive, so that everyone could like work together well when it comes to delivering a same goal. For me, I would say orchestra conductor is a very good example for a project manager. So they don't actually play any instruments, but they make sure the music happens smoothly all together. So let's move forward with my next slide, a day life as a project manager. So for the people who are just curious, project managers start their day by doing the daily stand-ups. They ask the teams what you have done yesterday, what are your plans for the day, and any blockers or concerns. So they always keep the team unblocked and uh, going ahead, going forward for the goals. So this keeps everyone aligned and everyone aware about each other's progress, and they, team can help each other when they have the capacity, and all these things comes from the daily stand-ups that the project manager leads. And in the afternoons, usually have few calls with the clients, requirement refinements, updates, gather feedbacks, with the feedbacks, refine our plans, refine the backlog. Those kind of things are also happening in the background. Like sometimes those kind of client meetings and updates and stuff won't necessarily include any engineers. So that is something happening in the background that people doesn't actually realize that's going on. So other than that, there are sprint ceremonies. Like when it comes to the teams who are managing projects in agile, there are things called retrospective meetings, sprint planning, and sprint reviews. So those kind of things also happen. And at the evening part of the day, it will be like reviewing the process, like the reviewing the active process of the team, how the people work, how we work, and track any issues, prepare the reports that is required for management. So those kind of stuff also going on. So as you can see, it's very dynamic, and no 2 days are the same. So you can't stay actually, you won't actually get bored because of all these, dynamic stuff going on. You will be working with a lot of people, with a lot of goals uh, that will eventually align to a certain organizational goal. Moving forward, this is something I just come up with based on what we all have learned in our school back then. You know, all of you might heard these three terms called Danoma, Akalpa, Saha, Kusalata. So this is the same thing, Dhanuma is knowledge, Akalpa is attitude, and Kusalata is skills. So these are the three things that you will need in every career, not only for project management. This is something that you all know for a fact that you will need. So I can see some discrepancies in my slide. Okay, there's something missing at the attitude part, but I'll explain. So, in this formula, as you can see, to become a better project manager, you should have knowledge, skills, and attitude. Knowledge in the sense you can learn this stuff, you can do some certifications, you can, follow a degree, diploma, or whatever, and whatnot. You can learn something from the product sites itself. In Agile, we have Atlassian products. There are also certain courses, materials that you can follow. Those kind of stuff is the knowledge that you can grab. And then one of the most important stuff that will be important in your interviews and job searching activities is your skills. They will particularly looking for the relevant skills that they need for the particular project manager in that team. When it comes to recruiting, the people who are doing the recruitment knows what kind of a project manager they need in that team. So there are certain different project managers like servant leader, uh, you know there are certain terms and characteristics that they are looking for different kind of project managers. So when it comes to job ads, they will list those skills that they are looking for, this particular project manager that they are looking for different teams. They need different kind of project managers. So you should be very curious and very you should pay your attention to the details in the JD, which shows what skills they're looking for. So some like for in this slide, what I like listed is the major, like very basic skills that you must have to become a project manager, which is clear communication, active listening, and conflict resolution. So these are the basic skills. But But beyond that, they will, like when it comes to recruiting a new project manager, they will list specific skills that they are looking for to a particular team. And talking about the attitude, so as I said, the knowledge is what you can learn, and skills is what you can practice. You can, do some active things to practice your skills. You can get some communication lessons, you can do some English improvements, you can do some listening tests. Conflict resolution is something, again, a wide area that you can learn and improve yourself. But about attitude, it's something that you're born with and you live with. um, when it comes to recruitment nowadays, what they're actually looking for from a project manager is the right attitude. They shortlist the people who have the skills. They know, like, skills and knowledge is something that they can find from their CV. Like, basically, the knowledge is basically simply can be seen in the CV, and with the first round of interview, they can identify whether they have the right skills or not. But moving forward in the next rounds of the interviews, they will looking into the attitude that they are looking for. For becoming a project manager, you should be someone born with empathy, ownership, calm mindset, and positivity. These are very important, attitude kind of things that you should have. Uh, if you have all of those things, that's very great, and it would be very beneficial and useful for becoming a project manager. If you don't, it's like changing a lifestyle. This kind of attitude is what the industry seeks nowadays, with all the other technological enhancements, AI and whatnot. People are looking for people who can actually work with people. That's what these attitudes means for me, and also for almost all the recruiters. So let's move forward and see whether any one of you have these kind of PM DNA. So if you are the one who take the initiative when it comes to the group projects and those society works and stuff, if you are the one who take the initiative, if you are the person who organize the team, like if you are the person who solve the conflicts that's happening around the people, or if you are the person who are going to explain the things, do the presentation of the project, those kind of things will reflect that you are someone who can work under pressure, stay calm, and become a good project manager. So if you have these kind of qualities, congratulations, you have some PMDNS. So if you think you can become a good project manager, if you have all of these, not all, but at least few of these kind of things in within you. So let's move forward with uh, the transition that we talked at the beginning as well. So as you can see, based on the statistics, 36%, like it's like every three, like every one out of three developers and like project managers are come from a technical background. So which means if we get uh, 100 project managers, 36 out of them are came from some technical background, maybe software engineering, maybe other engineering disciplines. So it's something common to going from technical roles to project management. And when it comes to developers, it's like one in three developers become project managers within 7 years. This is not me saying these kind of stuff. This is just the statistics. You can go and search yourself. This is how the trends were in past years. Might different in future because of the trends and the stuff that's going on. But still, this is the proven statistics. So if you have just thought of forget all this project management nonsense, I'll become a developer, but in 7 years, one in three out of you will become project managers. So you might come to this square one that I was talking about, this project management role. So why do you think these engineers move to become a project manager, like with all the technical skills, the things that they learn hard? Why they become a project manager? Because with their experience and with with them, with their goals to become more impactful, they want they will, you know not they but you will wanted to see the bigger picture. You'll see, okay, to grow in my role, I need to see the bigger picture. But usually that bigger picture will be not available for all the engineers. But when it comes to the role of project manager, you will see end to end how the requirement came, how the things has been changed from the management, how the budgets has been allocated, what are our goals for the company. All of those things you will be have the visibility for, which will be helpful for you to climb the career ladder with a leadership role. You will, if you are the person who are enjoying solving the bigger problems and giving the bigger impact to the organization, you will find this role very interesting. So that's why the developers who are with experience will move to this career later part of their career. And one more reminder that I wanted to give you is, with all this stuff that I've just said, becoming a project manager is not a backup plan. It's actually a growth plan that some, like, with the people with the right skills can actually perceive and grow themselves. So let's move forward. The how. I'll talk about how the career ladder works in project management discipline itself, and the tools and the techniques that the project managers in the modern day are using, what are the trainings and certifications, and how to, enhance your skills and enhance your CV as an undergraduate, and how you can confidently face the interviews. So this is basically focused on software engineering in undergraduates who can become project managers. So let's dig in. This is a figure that I've created to show you how the career ladder works in project management. Uh, for my case, I started as a project coordinator in the project management side of work. Actually, before that, I worked as a software QA engineer at WSO2, and then I wanted to do that career switch. But right after the career switch, I started as a project coordinator because I did had some experience in engineering, working with software teams. Right after that, I started as a project coordinator. So I would say, if you are a software engineering undergraduate, uh, my first thing that I can recommend is doing something not project management as an intern, like doing some maybe a QA internship, maybe a SE internship, or maybe BA internship. Anything that gives you the actual experience of a team member will be helpful for you to become the person who are going to manage the team. So having that background experience, you can always, stay related with the people. To, like, you can understand why people like act and work different ways because you know with your experience. But of course, if you have this certain experience in the university, like if you have done good set of projects with people, and if you have this, intellectual, understanding about the people and the teams, if you're really good with that, and also if you have uh, the technological background that you can kick off the career, you can always start with the internship in project managers. Like I've seen like good opportunities at very, well-known companies like Cisco Labs, LSEG, those kind of major companies also providing some internship opportunities for project managers, and also a lot of companies offers project coordinator roles. So you can choose either of those things, or else you can start off with any other internship like SE internship, QA internship, BA internship, something like that, and switch into this career. So after like 1 to 2 years, you can become an associate project manager, and like in like 5 years, you can become the project manager, and with like around 7 years of experience, you can become a senior project manager or a program manager. Some companies do have a portfolio manager role as well. And with 10 plus experience, a director role or a VP role will call your name. So this is how the project management, career path will shape up. And as you can see, with the years of experience and with the years going by, you will get these roles with more complexity, like more responsibilities, and you will be working with more people and will do a bigger impact. That's how this career ladder goes around. And I would say this is something for a person who is actually pushing on self to become the best version of themselves, because the career ladder is very helpful for you to keep the targets and move forward. um, so let's move forward with my next slide, the tools of a modern project manager. So these are some categories and the tools that the people in project management we are using. But based on the ecosystem that the company have, some companies prefer the Google ecosystem. Some organizations use the Microsoft one. So based on that, these tools might be a bit different, but these are the basic, like the major tools that project managers are using. Of course, you don't have to have experience with all of these stuff. That is not required for any of the roles or any of the jobs, but having some sort of experience in few of these tools will be definitely helpful. Something like Microsoft project, like that is the basic. If you are looking for a project management role, you should know at least how to create a plan in project software, Microsoft project. And a quick note before I forget, with the student benefit package, I don't know if it still exists, but if it does, you do have the credentials to buy the software, Microsoft project software, with the student development pack. Go and check for it, because it's kind of an expensive tool to purchase, but you have the access as an undergraduate with your university ID. Just check and play around. Even you're not going to work as a project manager, having some sort of understanding about these tools will be definitely helpful, because when if you are becoming a developer, even you will be giving inputs to the projects. So if you know how the softwares and the workflows are happening in these tools, that will be very useful. And other than that, the the second most famous tool is Jira in project management. It's it's one of major tools that most of the companies use. So I would recommend for someone who is at the starting point, and as a beginner, having some experience in Microsoft project and Jira would be enough, and also kind of required. Other than that, when you're doing your undergraduate university projects, just try to set these things properly, like have some Confluence page to write up your notes. You write all the readme files and those stuff. No, you can use Notion or Confluence to do the collaboration, so you know how the tools work. And set up some Slack channels to do the development work with the other teams. That's cool. That's perfectly useful when it comes to the actual industry. So you have certain experiences how to use the small features in those kind of tools. um, yeah, those are some tools that you can look forward for if you are interested in this role. Let's move forward. Training and certifications. Okay, this is one of the most common DMs I get from my LinkedIn, right? People who are looking for jobs and looking for opportunities always ask me what are the certifications I should do, what are the things I should include in my CV. I would say having the undergraduate degree, like doing the first degree, is something that shows that you can do something continuously without giving up. That's a basic indicator for having a degree. But if you are going uh, going something beyond that, if you push yourself to do some self learning, to do some certifications and trainings by yourself, it shows the recruiter that you're someone, if you're like someone who do something beyond expectations. Like a person who are doing undergraduate always ask, like, required to do the assignments and complete their degree. That's the basic level. But if somebody does all of those things and again do some other like things that is not required for the degree, but that person doing it by themselves, driving themselves to do those kind of trainings and certifications, that shows this person is very committed to what they are interested. And when it comes to project management, if you are doing some project management qualifications, it shows you are truly dedicated and passionate about this subject. So that's how these trainings and certifications are helpful. It's not the content or the knowledge that the certifications and the trainings are providing, but the impression that you get by doing those stuff. Of course, the knowledge and the stuff that was given from the trainings and the certifications are useful, but I guess in this era, like, information and knowledge is very common. You can just type something on ChatGPT and get everything done, but get all the information right at, like, fingertips. Not very hard to get and grab those knowledge. But doing certain certifications and trainings are helpful for you to stand out in that flood of CVs that the company is getting. So those people can easily pick you for the next round, because these people have some passionate about about this job and this role, because they have done something by themselves. So that's why I recommend you all, like, if you're doing any job, but uh, you all have doing the undergraduate studies, apart from that, do some uh, certifications, like follow some trainings, and add that to your CV as a separate section, not under education. It's not education that you're doing. It's I would suggest something like self-learning, a separate section called self-learning, listing all the certificates and the trainings that you're doing by yourself. Will definitely keep you a standout candidate when it comes to hiring. So why I'm talking about this hiring all the time, because that is kind of very competitive these days. You all know how many graduates are coming to the industry with the degrees in their hand, telling, I'm a software engineer, I'm this engineer, that engineer. But when it comes to the demand and the supply, it's no longer balanced. We don't have, I would say it's not the massive demand that is there for the technical industry right now. Most of the I'm not willing to scare you off, but most of the companies, this is not something breaking a unhidden news, you all know this. Most of the companies have frozen their recruitments, have stopped getting new, opening roles are kind of frozen. They're sticking with the leadership roles and the senior engineers, because they can use the AI and stuff to do the repetitive tasks, that the tasks that they used to get done from the interns and the fresh graduates. So it's bit tricky nowadays to become a good candidate for a job, because all of those things that I just said. So having some sort of plus point in your CV with these kind of certifications and trainings will always be helpful, not only for becoming a project manager. Any role that you're going for, do some extra learning by yourself and show that thing separately from your education, so they know it's something you have done by your own, and indicate that thing as a self-learning thing, so it's very clear for them. Yeah, that's about it. About the project management certifications, you can do this Google project management certificate. If you get the Coursera, the free trial, you can do this certificate for free. If you use, like, what I did was, when I went back then, when I was moving from the engineering discipline to project management, I wanted to have some sort of a certified thing to do that shift. So I just used the free trial and I did my certification with no cost. And I guess it's a 6-month course for a Google Project Management certificate, but I could do it within a 1 month, because if you're dedicated, you can get these things done. It's nothing when compared to the university exams and stuff. So it's just a matter of how you are passionate and how you are dedicated to a certain thing. So it's not about the cost; it's about the willingness that you have to do certain things. You can look at the stuff and find the ways to do things cheaper and easier. That's being smart. It's not a bad thing to be smart. Other than that, there are certain certifications that the project managers required globally, like PMP, and the PMI organization offers a certificate called CAPM. Uh, but it's kind of a costly thing, and I won't recommend it for the people who are not very into project management, because when it comes to becoming a project manager, if you can have some sort of a, the Google project management certification is more than enough to come to the industry. And once you have the experience, once you are in the job, you will learn a lot that you can't learn from any of these videos or trainings or certifications. With the experience, if you complete 3 years of experience, you can sit for PMP. Now, I've just completed my first 3 years as a project manager, so I'm planning to do my PMP before the mid of this year. So it required the actual years of experience, so you can't just go and write the PMP exam, you can't get it like that. But I would recommend to do some free or very low cost certificate at first, and go to the industry, get your experience, and then do some a standard certificate, something like a PMP. Other than that, you're always welcome to come and do some masters, which I did. It's a good thing. You will find new people, uh, you know work with new people from different industries. When it comes to doing a masters, it's not about the people that you meet are not the people who are came from software engineering discipline. That is very different. They came from logistics, procurement, finance, legal, and whatnot. So you will be able to work with project managers from different industries when it comes to doing a master's program. So that's a different level of challenging thing to do, but that is something that you can consider at once you done with your studies at the undergraduate level and go to the industry, and like within 2-3 years you can be up to your masters. Of course you can do something else if you wish, but this is my suggestions based on my experience. So let's move forward. um, this is about building your PM skills and the CV as an undergraduate. Talking about a software engineering undergraduate who is willing to like enhance their skills in project management, you have the opportunity. You definitely have the opportunity because you do a lot of project like group projects. You have different societies to do certain specific projects. So use that time and use those opportunities to lead the team, and use the tools that I just mentioned. Use those tools within those projects and mention those things in your share those insights in your LinkedIn profiles. Those things will be very useful because these days people are looking at your LinkedIn when it comes to recruiting. So if you are actually using the tool, you will find some interesting things about these tools, or maybe some bugs even. So it's not about just showing off, it's actually sharing something that interested you. So those are the things that you can do as an undergraduate. And also seeking mentorship is very useful. For me it was very useful back then when I was in the university. I was being part of the IEEE organization, and there were some mentoring program back then, and I had the opportunity to have some one-to-one, like had a one-to-one mentor from with Miss Nuvini. She was one of you know uh, volunteered mentors for project managers, and she was a very great person. She guided me through most of the stuff just I shared with you. So things that I've shared, I lot of things I got from her because she shared all those insights with me, the career path, the certifications. She guided me to do my self learning, and she helped me to identify what I wanted to pursue in my career. So having a mentor will be always helpful, because a right mentor can help you to go into the right path, because she or he might go in the wrong path before you, so they know how and where you can do the mistakes and how you can overcome those things. So I highly recommend to have a mentor. You might get some help from your seniors, badges, students, or maybe someone from the industry. It's all about having that right connections, and asking someone, can you become my mentor, and have the chat continues, because providing a mentorship is a hard thing for a industry professional with their busy schedules. So you should be very polite, and you should know how to work with people to get a mentorship again. So that's about the mentorship. And also I really recommend for any of you to read the job posts. Either you are becoming a project manager or someone else, just read the job post that's posted out there. Read every single line and understand what and how they're going to achieve those kind of things from a candidate. Like if you are reading through a job JD, you will see what are the technical skills that they are looking, what are the other skills like people skills that they are looking for, what are the attitude kind of things that they're looking for. So you can always assess yourself with those criteria, and you can stay prepared, you can stay up to date with the requirements. So you can always, when you know what is required, your subconscious will be always help you to get there. So be prepared, read the job post, even you're not looking for jobs. Even me, I'm not actively looking for any roles, but still if I found any job roles, I just look at the JD and read it through, and see whether if I am a good fit, whether I can do the stuff that they are required. If I'm not, I just go and search for those stuff, and try to do something about it, so that I know if I wanted that job, I can be a good candidate. So stay prepared, read the job uh, JDs. That is very helpful. Reading the job descriptions is one of the things that I can highly recommend for any professional that who's looking for a job. And talking about the CV to become a project manager, so I think this is something that that again related to every career, but in project management specifically, highlighting your leadership skills is very useful because you are going to lead a team. So when it comes to adding your experience, don't just say the president of that society, vice uh, secretary of that society. That's not useful. Like having that title is useful, that shows that you have that dedication to lead that team, but explicitly explain what you did after with that title. Did you coordinated, did you led, did you deliver, did you organize? So those kind of keywords are very useful when it comes to ATS. So there are application tracking systems that track the CV, so having those action words is very useful. And also, as I said, when you are doing the projects, use the tools and explain those tools and how they you have used those tools in your social media, like in LinkedIn, and also very briefly in your CV. What I wanted to say again is, LinkedIn is a place that you can share your things massively. Like you can write a long post, or maybe write a long blog post and share it in LinkedIn. You can do some, lengthy work in LinkedIn and link those stuff to CV. Like in my CV, there's a lot of links. When I'm explaining a certain project or stuff, I write the description and I link the words with the posts and maybe the certifications I did. Those kind of things are linked. So when people are looking at my CV, they can click on those things and go and see what I actually explained very briefly there. So they can, if they're interested, they can go and read the whole thing that I've just shared in my social media. So that is something I guess was useful for me, and I think that will be again useful for you as well, because I've also involved in multiple recruitment processes in my previous job and also my current job. So recruiters always goes to your LinkedIn profiles. Whether you notice or not, they just do it. uh, and also keep your CV ideally a one page CV, because I have seen CVs from very senior, like directors, tech leads, business leads, even those kind of people with, very high level of technical knowledge and expertise and lot of projects that they even can't remember. They manage to create a one page CV. And again, it's very interesting, effective, and very informative, but it's not a 2 to 3 page CV that they wanted to post around everything that they did. It's not I don't think people would like to read more than one page CV nowadays, because it's a lot of CVs that they are getting. They just want to look at it at once and uh, uh, finalize whether this person. Again, it shows that you know how and what is important to show in a CV. If you are writing a 3 page CV, it shows, okay, this person doesn't even know how to summarize stuff. So for me, and also a lot of recruiters that I worked with, it was always one page or 1.5 page CV that always get the shortlist, get shortlisted almost all the time. So be precise and prepare a very nice, concise CV that a person will like to read. Because even for a person who is looking a lot of CVs, it's not the lengthiest CV that they are going to pick. They are going to pick the CV that they see the correct terms and correct skills and stuff that they are looking for. So as I said, almost all of these things are the stuff that you can just start right now, not after your graduation or not once you're looking for an internship. You can start it right from the beginning. But if you didn't know these things right before, you can start it right now. I guess these things will be very beneficial for you all. So let's dig in and see how many slides I do have. All right, this is about confidence. As I just said, your CV is your presence in one page. Like you should be able to represent yourself in one page document. So that document shouldn't have any mistakes, like no any grammatical mistakes, spelling mistakes. That's very bad to have any something like that in your CV. So make sure you have reviewed it like 100 times. That's not the problem. Having a CV with a small mistake like that is a very bad impression. I've seen like the people who shortlist CVs before me giving comments. This person doesn't even consider about the spellings in their CV. Just rejected, something like that. Comment with something like that. So don't make any mistakes at your CV, and be very present in your LinkedIn profile. Share something, share something that you're actually doing, because when it comes to recruiters, they are always asking questions about the stuff that you have shared. So if you are sharing something that you really don't know, it will be again a problem. So they will be asking questions from something that you have shared but you don't know. So make sure that you share, and you write the content that you are really relevant, that is relevant to you, and you are aware of those things. Don't just pick something from ChatGPT and put it in the post and just post it. Don't do that. Do something with your own heart, and that will be useful. And again, networking, as I said, do better networking. Use the societies and the things that you have in the university. Network with the senior badgers, again helpful. And also when it comes to project management, there are a lot of conferences. There's a chapter called PMI Colombo chapter. You can volunteer with them. That is a good opportunity. You will meet a lot of project managers and a lot of lead like business people from those conferences. That is a good opportunity. So look for those kind of networking opportunities and just grab those opportunities. That is very useful. And be very, like, with all of those things that I just said, if you work towards all of these things, you can become a very confident person. So you should become that confident person with all those background work, and stay confident and practice for proper communication, because without proper communication you won't be able to make a good impression on yourself when it comes to interviews, or maybe working with teams. It's not easy if you can't actually communicate. So it's something you should actually work on. It's not something you, for some people it's you're born with good communication skills, but for the rest of us, it's like continuous practicing. Even me, I follow certain influencers, certain guides who help us to improve our communication. That is something that you can look for. And also when it comes to providing your answers in interviews, use the STAR method. This is something very useful. If somebody asks some situational question, explain the situation, explain the task you did, what are the actions you did, and what is the results you got. So these kind of format, yeah, like use those kind of formats when it comes to interviews. You can always do your research and be prepared. So having some sort of a storytelling method is somewhat useful when it comes to interviews. And if you get any complex question that you don't understand, just repeat that question and double confirm you have understood it correctly, and then make small pieces of that questions and answer those small pieces. And you can think loudly when it comes to asking questions. Like if somebody asks you a question, you can just repeat the question and get the double verification that you have um, got the question correctly. And then when you're like your thinking process, you can do it loudly. Okay, like when you're explaining, like when you're thinking stuff, you can just spell it out. You can just think with the person that who just asked you the question, so that that person can again give you inputs, and you both together can come to a conclusion for that question. So so you can, you know, improve those kind of skills by actually focusing on improving those skills. Those skills won't, you know, come to you by, you know, the other day. It's not something that you can eventually get. It's something you should, you know, it's something that you should put your mind, and you know, you should actually practice those things. Otherwise it's not something comes naturally for most of the people, but few of the people will eventually have those things by natural. So those are the things I think I've planned for the day. Uh, I just have to say that you should be the person who trust yourself, because if you are not confident enough, if you're not believing in yourself, no one else will ever know, will ever believe in you. So to build yourself, like that, the person who interviewing you, the person who recruiting you should have the confidence to push you to the next level, or push you to the next manager, to shortlist you. To give that person that confidence, you should be confident first, and you should convey that confidence from that person to the next level. That's how this chain works. These are some social media, like you know, the content creators that you can follow. I just added this stuff because you might already know these people, but if you not, just go and follow them and thank me later, because these people are very good at what they're doing. They're providing career guidance, small tips, how to prepare for interviews, how to do the proper job searching, those kind of stuff being shared with these people. So just follow them. And this is not something that I, you know, get, I'm not doing some, you know, promotional work, but these people were helpful for me, so I guess it will be helpful for you too. So that's the end of my presentation. Your journey starts now. Thank you everyone for active listening, and I'll pass it back to India.
Thank you so much, madam, for that insightful session. Uh, if you have any questions to ask, feel free to ask or drop them in the chat.
Yeah, go ahead. Any questions, anyone? By the way, this is the uh, like as I remember, I did the same uh, uh, session for a previous batch. Am I doing it to the same batch, or is this a different batch? Can some organizer confirm it?
uh, different batch are included.
All right, all right. Thank you, Nadisha. Just wanted to make sure that I've never repeated, like I've repeated some stuff from my last session, so I just wanted to make sure, you know, you guys not get bored, because if you were in the last session, this is kind of something bit improved, but not something completely different, because the stuff I just shared is, it's not something getting updated every day. It's like basics that everyone should know. So yeah. Anything else, anyone?
Madam, seems like we don't have any questions.
All right.
As we come to the end of the today's session, I would like to extend our heartfelt gratitude to Ms. Nipuni Nawodani Perera for sharing her valuable time and insights with us. I hope all of you gain useful knowledge about preparing for a project management internship. Also, thank you everyone who joined us today and actively participated. Stay connected with us, more exciting sessions through TechZeeds. Have a great evening, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you all. Goodbye.